Hello, everybody. This is Miguel Valenzuela, creator of PancakeBot, photographer, and, well, all around maker. Today, I wanted to show you a little example of how I do Photoshop. And we're going to start off with this picture that I took of my daughter. I ran it through Lightroom, kind of had my vignette there. And what I didn't really like was my mom's arm there. It just looks a little off being inside of there. And you can notice I did a little bit of masking right here. And so I wanted to show you exactly what I do. Actually, this is a little bit of cloning. I'd like to show you a little bit about what I did to get rid of my mom's arm and the leash and to get the resulting picture. Let's see here. To look something like this. Okay, and so let's see how exactly I did it. I'm just disabling the layer mask. You can go ahead and see the layer structure here. I haven't bothered to name them right now because I'm just trying to do this really quick. But so what I have is a series of pictures of my daughter that I took, and they're really fun photos of her in her bunad on the 17th of May. This picture right here is the previous picture to the former picture to this one. And you can notice here that the f-stop's a little bit bigger on this, what technically like a f9 or an f11, so the background is pretty clear. And then as we jump to this one, it's a little blurrier because I decreased the f-stop, took it down to about a 5 or a 4, and then shot it. Got some pretty good low activity. This or low angle. This right here is shot with a 14 to 28 millimeter lens, or 17 to 28. I'm sorry, millimeter lens. And I really like this lens because when you really get down on the ground and just literally put the camera on the ground and just shoot from pointing up, you get a really nice picture that then you can crop and manipulate. So again, the issue here is that we have this my mom's arm in the photo, and I'll go ahead and just kind of highlight a little bit, showing you these areas here. So we have my mom's arm right here in the photo, so we want to go ahead and somehow get rid of that. This leash, we don't really need it. I mean, I know it looks like the dog is pulling away from somebody, but it just, what it does is this draws your eye out that way. So if you see the way the picture works is that your eye comes in around about here, then it goes here, and it's pulled down this way. Okay? So we want to be able to sort of keep your interest in here. When it gets to the dog, it sort of gets pulled up this way. And so the interest in the subject can tend to stay here. And so what we're going to do though is if we are, let's see here, if we leave it the way here, the way it is, then our eye will go here and then go out that way. And that is, we really don't want that. Or the eye can start here and shoot out that way. So this is a way that you can think about where does the eye travel? Where does it go? And having offshoots like that doesn't really help. So we want to get rid of those. That's the main point of it. So what I did here is, first of all, I created a mask here, and we can see what this mask is masking out. First, I masked out my mother's arm, and then I masked out the leash. And so you can notice that the way I masked this out was just created a mask and used a brush with a pretty decent feather on it. That allows it for blending in. And then what I did is I came over here and took a chunk of this picture because this picture has the full tree, and dropped it in here like that. Let's see if that's the right one. I think that's the right layer. Now you can notice here that it was the, if you look at the original one here, it's a little bit more crisp, obviously, because it's more focus. So I did a Gaussian blur. That's what I call it, Gaussian blur, and had that area filled in, so we can see there's a hole. Now it fills it in, and then I adjusted the lighting also because in this picture it's a little bit brighter than in this picture. The background is here. Now of course we're left with this area here where the dog leash was at, and in this case what I did is on this photo here, you can notice I actually did a clone tool, and you can notice there's two pink things here on the dog, where originally there's only one. And I did clone tool just to clone the grass. Now the grass, you can see there's a little double here and a double here. I just wanted to get that grass to pull through and cover up that leash. So that's how we have that there. Now we have the wonderful flag here in the front. The flag looks great, except for this part right here, which the leash is going forward. And so what we did is I took a chunk from the top up here. Right here, if we disable this mask, you'll actually be able to see the full chunk. So I'll disable that mask. So you see, I just took a picture here, and I did not did a marquee tool and selected and copy and pasted. I did not feather that marquee. I could have, but I wanted to control the feather a little bit better. So there's my feather around there. That covers it up a little bit more. And then when we add that layer in the background, it adds it in a little more. You can notice here how it's a little bit lighter, but the original picture actually is like that with the flag. Let's disable that layer mask. You can see it's darker here or lighter on top and a little darker here. It's just because that's usually where kids were holding the the flag, so it's probably a little bit more worn out there. And we'll go ahead and enable that, and that's pretty good. Now we got a little pink right here. That could be a flower, that could be something in the background, doesn't really matter. We also have a little bit more noise right here, but unless you're really zooming in when you print it out, it should be pretty good. My only concern, of course, is that this flag might look like it's shooting out the back of the animal, the dog, the Yorkie, but I think we can say that that's okay. Because it could be a flag that is stabbed in the ground on the side, and it really works with that. So now that we look at this picture here, let's go ahead and kind of see what our eye does. No longer does our eye go off that way, but let's see here. Trash that. Start a new layer here. So when our eye comes in, it's probably, because the red here is popping out right now, it allows you to go, your eye comes here, and so then we have a subject here that kind of takes it this way. Now the arrow or the pointiness takes it up to the top, but we gotta get pulled back this way, and again we're going round, and then we get back, and so our eye really stays within the subject here, and that is one of the things that we like to do. So there you go, folks. That's how we do some editing to enhance this picture, something that was taken not on a studio but on the street during the 17th of May. And I like to take a couple of pictures before and afterwards, or of the scene in the back, just in case I need to go ahead and erase those things. Thank you so much for this, and we look forward to doing more of these videos, and we'll see how that goes. All right, let's stop screen recording and